couple things here right now. That's Bright Eye that just went running off. Is this S-curve? S-curve? Okay, we're gonna have to put the story on hold. I was telling someone in comments, you ready, S-curve? Whoa, that would be a tricky one. I'm scared to even have you try that. Okay, come here. Whoa, that was really close. I was telling someone about Bright. This is the one for whom I think inherited the one that I think inherited the new spaceship Enterprise. The story was, okay, Bright Eye was up here. Here he is. And I was saying how it's funny how tough he is because he's got one eye. So I used to try to protect him and think, oh no, he's only got one eye. But he's one of the toughest guys up here. He'll clear the deck. Watch this. Oh, I'm surprised. Normally he'll go shoving people away from him, like, get away from me, man. So he's really tough even though he's got the one eye. So you just like with humans, you just can't make assumptions like, oh, he needs help. No, he doesn't. Not necessarily. Now the other story I was going to tell, that's RJ. Sometimes they put their back foot on the bowl like that. I think it's hilarious. It looks so human to me. Like somebody at a bar just like with their foot casually up. With their foot casually up on something. Here's where I was going with the other story. All right, hang on. Okay, so when I was working on that Starship Enterprise one the other day, when I was working on it, I had left to go do something, came back, and I noticed that the paintbrush was in a totally different place. I had left it on a paper shopping bag, but it was now under the shopping bag, and I thought, okay, so it was super windy, so I thought, wow, the wind really flipped this thing. Here's Bright Eye. So I thought, wow, the wind really flipped this thing, but I did think it was a little odd, like how did the paintbrush get under the bag? It seemed a little wild, but I'm like, okay, well, the wind's really strong. And then yesterday, there were marks on the ground here, just like this, but more of them. And I was sitting there and I'm cleaning them, I'm like, what is this? And then finally I realized, I'm like, oh, I must have tracked some paint in here. And I blamed myself, you know, I thought it was me, and I thought there's Rovi, I thought I had dragged paint in here. Well then, if you can see right here on the bowl, then later yesterday, I was cleaning the same marks out of the nut bowl, and I'm like, now how did I walk into the nut bowl? And that's when I realized it wasn't me, it was a squirrel. And while I had been gone, and that time when everything got flipped, a squirrel must have gone and done whatever they did, messed with the paintbrush. They probably got in a scuffle. Who knows what happened? Maybe somebody was sitting on it and then flipped it. I don't know. In any case, and then came walking this way and got there and walked through the bowl because there were put like paint prints at the bottom of the bowl. Walked through the bowl. Then there was probably nothing in it, and that's when they probably walked in the house. And I had cleaned up so many here. I didn't bother videoing it at the time because I thought it was me. I thought I tracked it in. The only remnant is right there, which I didn't get off yet, so I still need to do that. Oh, here's one. Here's one. So some little squirrel walked through, and it wasn't paint. It was it's colored weatherproofing that I'm putting on the outdoor squirrel places. So it's kind of a, I like to have them look nice. And then, so here's another print. So I probably need to look all over more and see how far they came in the house. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I do remember when I came back, well, I put it all together later, when I came back and that bizarre flip of suddenly the paintbrush that had been on a paper bag was now under the paper bag. There's S-curve. There you go, buddy. Which made no sense. Okay, so I'm gonna see if it was Rover. We'll know pretty well if it was Rover if the prints come this way. That's not one of them. Oh, is that one? No, that's part of the floor. I think they're mostly over there. So, yeah. Anyway, I thought it was pretty funny. The mystery of the And I didn't even know it was a mystery. Like when I was picking it up, they would have gotten away with it. They would have gotten away with it. When I was picking it up off the floor, I assumed it had been me, that I had tracked it in, though I didn't know how, because I thought I'd been really careful. But when I found myself cleaning the same prints off the inside of the nut bowl and questioning myself, how did I walk in the nut bowl? I realized I'm not the person who walks in the nut bowl. That is not my doing. And that person just did that thing with the leg. Here it is from this angle. You can see they probably slid down. You're all under suspicion. Actually, Rover is cleared. The fact that it doesn't go over to the inside bowl tells me it absolutely wasn't Rover, because if that bowl didn't have nuts in it, she would have come straight over here and gotten some here. Pippi, same thing. So Pippi and Rover are cleared. I'm here with Pippi on the cold, sunny morning. We're kind of watching. That's what we do. Like, other squirrels come up, and I just toss them a nut and keep them away from Pippi's kingdom here. She doesn't live close. I don't even know where she lives. I just know the direction. But she still has ownership over this whole part of the deck, which is really unusual. Like, if somebody doesn't live here, they generally are not accepted as having any power or status. She does. She's an older female, which might bring respect, I don't know. Or just because she's badass. I'm not sure which. I just washed out the bowl because they used up all the nuts, and look, I didn't get all the footprints out of the inside. So somebody definitely was sliding around in here, then went in the house with their weatherproofed little feet. Okay, S-curve waits while I get the camera ready. Yep, we missed. Did we? Well, at least he caught it on the bounce.